ESPN family. I'm Zach.
And I'm Jill. And this is Roadhouse Idiots.
Episode 2, The Rising Sun. What did you think?
I loved it. I effing loved it so much. It reminded me of old school Winchesters. It reminded me of old school Supernatural, the type of conversation, something new, like not done before, but that chemistry that I really loved about the earlier seasons. And I didn't realize how much I was craving and how much I missed this. But during watching the episode, I was like, God, am I enjoying this so much more than last season? It's
Awesome.
Refreshing. How about you?
So for me, I felt like it started slow. When we get Asmodeus I'm going to butcher that pronunciation. I don't know if it's Asmodeus or Asmodeus. It's Asmodeus.
It's Asmodeus.
Okay. When we first see like his introductory scene, I kept thinking to myself, all right, this feels like... It doesn't feel like another Crowley, but it feels like another Crowley type. I felt differently about that as the episode went on. It does feel like he's
hopefully
a
worthy
darker
of
character.
Being the Yellow Eyes, because I gotta
Yeah.
tell you, the Yellow Eyes that we saw last season kind of was a disappointment in comparison
I
to
think
Azazel, and I'm
we got
hoping
two.
Asmodeus is gonna be a little bit more intense.
So I hope he is more Azazel-esque in that regard.
Yes, because I think
Be a formidable foe.
boys need a challenge. Can we talk about Jack? Can we talk about how much I love Jack?
Yeah.
We need a Funko Pop Jack. This boy is adorable.
So I saw one.
But
So they made a custom one.
Custom Funko Pop. But
it was a really good rendition of it.
Oh.
Yeah. I said last week that he is this great juxtaposition of a dramatic character
He's so freaking cute.
and still like gives a little bit of that comedic relief. We didn't get too much of that this week.
I
Which
thought
was
it
okay
was
with.
still funny with the door. Like, how would you go to the other side of the door? And he gets up and
that.
he walks.
And
I loved him. I think he is so needed. I think it brings back the boys to an earlier time. And I really see, and I hate to say this, Dean, because I love you and you're my favorite, but I see a lot of John Winchester in Dean nowadays, of the
sure
that position that John took with, like, if you can't save him, like, it's almost like when John told Dean, you either have to save Sam or you're gonna have to kill him. And now it's like Dean's basically telling Sam, you either have to save him or I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah.
And but it's painful to watch Dean say these things, but he has trust issues for a reason. And I really like this formula with the boys having this issues of the moral issues. I think is the formula that works best for Supernatural. And I think that last scene at the end, where Jack's hurting himself, the poor thing, because he's like, he is so afraid of hurting people that he'd prefer to hurt himself and he can't. And Dean's like, I don't trust you at all. But the night I felt that was the nicest thing Dean could say to him was that my brother thinks you're worth saving. So I thought that was kind of a note. Like, what he said was so mean, but I thought that was the truest form of Dean, where this is as kind and comforting as I can be while still being myself in this situation. And we also know Dean already acts bad when he's grieving, and he is grieving.
Yeah, he's not in a good place right now,
He's
for sure.
in a very bad place.
I feel like we're getting a little bit more of controversy between the two brothers, more than we've gotten in recent seasons. I think
A little bit, but it's nice.
It's not nearly as bad as it was.
It's not like
season
4. It's not season 4.
I don't think they're gonna like go their separate ways at all. But it's nice to have just a little bit of, little tension. We haven't gotten that in a couple of seasons, so I think that's a nice little...
That's very true. I would like to comment more, but guys, there's like a minute and a half scene that we're going to have to watch tomorrow because the EAS system decided to happen right in the middle of Sam and Dean debating Jack this week, which really upset
Yeah,
me.
it happened during a very key conversation in the
During,
middle of the show that we just didn't hear, so...
Very upsetting.
No comment because we didn't hear it.
Very upsetting. But what we did see, what we can comment, let's talk about the apocalyptic world. Mm-hmm. a little bit. What do you think? How are you feeling towards that whole plot?
It's eh.
Well, I think
Like,
it has the potential to be interesting, but right now I agree.
Yeah,
I'm much more interested in the
it's in a
boys.
standstill.
and-
Like, I feel about the apocalyptic world the same way as I felt this time last year about the British Men of Letters.
Oh,
Like,
like
so in the last two respective season finales, we get this like little nugget of like, oh, there's so many, like, that's really cool. There's so many possibilities that this can take you. And then, like, when we get into the season where those storylines are supposed to develop, it just hasn't really done anything for me.
Yet, though, because if you play with potential characters, I think that we could do some amp up on that. But I agree. My favorite parts of this episode were with Sam, Dean, Jack, Donatello, and Asmodeus. And I think that part of the episode, that formula, worked really well. I think the potential of Jack's strength and him ultimately wanting to do good, because clearly right now he is good. Every part of him, so like, he wants to protect his friends. He's very innocent. He's very naive to this world. And I hope he stays this way, because we've seen good characters, i.e. Sam Winchester, who was like the purest of people, go down dark roads if they're influenced by the wrong person. So I'm really, really hoping that he stays true and like wins Dean over and is a good guy, because he is a good guy right now. I still fear for him because there's a lot of bad in this world, but I think he's destined to be good.
I think so too. I don't see Jack winding up, when all is said and done, on the,
he's
wrong
so,
side of the coin.
Like, his innocence is really adorable. Like, don't hurt my friends. And when he sparked out the tattoo parlor because it hurt. Yeah. I love that.
Just getting back to the apocalypse world really quick, or the alternate universe world really quick. It was cool to see Michael and Lucifer kind of duke it out, because
we never really got that.
We never got that. So it was cool to see like a little bit of it. But I just don't really see the stakes being too high, in that part of the season until, a portal opens up between the two worlds again, or ultimately when we start to see maybe some familiar faces. I just don't really feel the stakes are that high for that part of the story.
All right.
Although I said it during the reaction video, so good on you, Brad Buckner and Eugene Lemming, for not killing off a female character.
So that is true. All right, let's get into this week's rating. Do you have it?
I do. Yeah, it's probably gonna be lower than yours. But,
all right, ready? 1, 2, 3, 8,
6.
Yeah. All right, 7 Impalas. I gave it an 8 because it wasn't high on the action sense, but the dialogue, the character chemistry, and that's what I signed on to this show for. To me, that's why I originally started liking Supernatural. Yeah. I really liked the places and the morals and the ethics that the Winchesters made you think about, and they made me think about that tonight. So that, for me, was really, really successful. You didn't enjoy tonight as much.
I understand that some episodes you have to kind of, push, particularly in the beginning, you have to kind of push the season a little bit and develop new characters, but I just didn't feel like that. I just don't feel the stakes yet. I don't like what's at risk.
Jack's at risk.
I know, but I feel like that
Jack.
I just feel like there still needs to be something bigger. I'm just not feeling it yet. I think we're gonna get it, but it's just not there yet.
All right, guys. So 7 Impalas this week. Next week is our first. Really exciting.
I'm really excited for next
week. We've got some Wayward action. Now, this is not the pilot for Wayward.
No, it's not.
So this is almost like the pre-pilot for Wayward, because
it's the prequel to the pilot.
It's the prequel to the pilot on Supernatural prior to Wayward. So it's the pre-show. But I'm very excited because we are getting some Kim Rhodes next week.
Missouri.
And we are getting Missouri. I'm very excited for Missouri because love her. We have not seen her since season 1. I really hope we like the character Patience because she's going to be one of the main characters on the new show, Wayward. And next week, guys, seeing in honor of Kim Rhodes' first episode, we have a mini giveaway in honor of Kim Rhodes.
Oh, I should have it.
We're showing it next week.
Next week, okay.
You'll see it next week of what we have. It's going to be our first giveaway. I'm so excited. We'll talk more about it then. And that promotion's going to run for about 10 days or so. Yeah. We'll get you the exact details next week. But I'm so excited to do our first giveaway.
I know,
and I'm so excited for Joni Mills. So please make sure to hit the subscribe button in the box below because that's pretty much the only requirement you need to be eligible to win the giveaway. And let's see, let us know in the comments below how you guys are feeling towards Jack. Because I know a lot of people already loved him last week, but I know some people didn't yet. And if he hadn't won you over last week, how are you feeling about him this week? If you have won him over.
I like him.
I think
he's a good addition.
I think he's a really good addition.
He's good. He's a good addition to kind of take over the cast's void.
Thank you so much for stopping by the Roadhouse.
Carry on and have a wayward week.
Hey, guys.